Hello, Alex. I'm very glad to welcome you in Geneva. Can you tell us more about you?
Bonjour, Julie. Yeah, it's a true pleasure and privilege to be here in Geneva. Yeah, actually, this is my first webinar. This is my first video shooting. And yeah, I'm Alex from Bavaria. And I'm working for Hengst Filtration as the head of global ITG and key account manager. So to say, I'm the main contact for the Nexus community.
Thank you. I heard a lot of things are happening at Hengst Filtration. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, actually, Hengst is a company in a developing, progressing situation. Over the past decades, we've grown significantly in size and turnover. So already now we reach around 750 million euro of annual turnover. And also we are active on all 5 continents. And we are not only active in the automotive aftermarket and OEM, but also in medical and industrial filtration.
Impressive. So you just mentioned that you're an independent company. Can you develop a bit about this? What are the advantages?
Yes, so we are a family-owned family business. So our company was founded in 1958 by Walter Hengst, and now in the third generation, we are still a family-owned business. What is the advantage? Yes, so we read a lot nowadays that companies are on the stock exchange, are a private equity, and then a lot of time and effort goes to the quarterly reporting of the results, and you need a lot of approvals. And for us, we're a financially independent family business, and we have the flexibility to adapt our plans. Of course, we present our plans to our owner, to our CEO, but we are financially independent. We don't rely so much on the banks and on the stock exchange rate. So yeah, we are more flexible, I would say.
Thank you, Alex. And now let's have a look at a video dedicated to your products.
As you can see right behind me, Hengst is a company with a broad product portfolio. And I could paint one of 2 stories here. A story of tradition, being an almost 70-year-old company, as a family company in 3rd generation, and generations of filtration experts have worked here in our factories, in and around Münster, in our engineering department, and in our labs. Or it could be another story, a story of change and growth. From the humble beginnings here in Münster to being one of the leading global filtration experts. From serving a few truck OE customers here in Germany to following them around the world, being now one of the largest truck filtration suppliers, servicing 6 out of the 7 truck manufacturers, and also being very strong on the passenger car segment. On the OE side, for example, with our oil modules, our filtration products, as well as crankcase ventilations. So where are we now? Like we said, on the OE side, we're very active. On the truck side, on the passenger car side, and agriculture as well. And also in the independent aftermarket, we have one of the broadest product portfolios in the market in exactly those segments. And on my right side, you see a continued story of change and growth. We're growing in the industrial segment also outside of the mobility applications. We're growing in the air filtration segment, we're growing in hydraulics, and we're also growing in the new areas of healthcare and medical products, as well in food and beverage industry as well. And the one thing that will not change is our customer focus. As a family company, we are deeply focused on our customers. That's the core of what we do, to work together, find out what our customer needs, and find together the solutions for them. And that will be the foundation of our continued success as a company together with our customers.
Wow, such a great video, Alex. Very focusing on OE inside indeed. Very nice.
Thank you. Yes, as a company, we do not only want to impress with our great products for purifying our planet Mother Earth, but also through trusting partnerships with our customers around the world. So yeah, glad you like the tour around our showroom with our products in industrial, medical, and automotive filtration. So I hope we could give a first overview on what's happening at Hengst in the different universe of our different segments.
I saw several times your new tagline. Can you develop a bit? What does it mean for the Nexus community?
Yes, so the tagline is called OE Inside. Why OE Inside? Because we have a OE footprint since more than 6 decades now. So we work together with 6 out of 7 commercial vehicles producers and a lot of car producers in the original equipment. And so what we say, OE Inside, so built for OE, made for the aftermarket. So the advantage for our customers is, for example, you have a trusted quality and you can rely on our product for the entire life of the product. So in concrete, you have less complaint rates, you have less returns, and you have a sustainable quality. And overall, it's also you make a contribution to preserving our planet while using our products, which are really the state of the art of technology.
Thank you, Alex. Now let's focus a bit on Nexus vision, Nexus vision for the future. Can you tell us a little bit more?
So regarding our communication and cooperation with Nexus, so to say, when we see Nexus, we are partners in mind, because Nexus is also a pioneer in the automotive aftermarket. So if I'm right, you've been founded in 2014, so that's now around about 10, 11 years. And you've been impressing actually the independent aftermarket by your creativeness, by your new approaches, by doing things differently. And I think this is also what is needed in the independent aftermarket, to think differently, do things differently. And a bit is also our Hengst mindset. So we see ourselves a bit like the progressor, like these tech companies. So I used to say we are a bit like Automotive Apple. So we think a bit maybe more fresh. We have a lot of young people working at Hengst in our headquarters in Münster, Germany. So I think there is a very good connection because Nexus and Hengst, we both want to drive things together and move forward. We don't want to stand still. We don't want to remain on the status quo. We want to move ahead. We want to accelerate. We want to have the full throttle to remain successful also together.
Got it. And now let's focus a bit on the product, of course, on the filtration product. Can you tell us a little bit more, give us a flavor for next months and years?
Sure. Maybe I will start with our foundation. So our foundation is the famous H filter for oil, fuel, and air filtration. And so this is our basement where it all started, where we have a huge, good reputation. But then, and this is maybe also part of the Hengst story, our management, our owner, decided already 5-10 years ago that we need to move a little bit our strategy, because we don't only think about today. We also think about what's in the coming years. We all read these messages in the press with all the bad news. Hengst, we don't want to be the producer of bad news. We want to be the producer of good news. And that's why already 5-10 years ago, we took the decision to broaden our portfolio. So actually we have different pillars at Hengst. So we have the original equipment, OEM, business for automotive, so for the car makers, for the truck makers. Then we have a very strong pillar, independent automotive aftermarket. This is where we have our splendid cooperation with Nexus. Then we have the pillar of medical filtration, which is a field which is constantly growing a lot. And where also Hengst acquired several companies. And then also the field of industrial filtration. I like this very much because the people always will eat, they always will drink. So we, for example, we make beverage filtration. We make yogurt filtration. We've recently been on the Drink Tech Fair in Munich. We had our own filter bar. So we're trying to catch also the trends, and that's maybe also a bit like the startups do. So we say now we try beverage filtration, and we are not so much afraid. Of course, we should not fail, but the world will not be over when we fail, and this is maybe also an issue when we look nowadays that. There is a fear to fail, especially when you look around in Germany. The philosophy of failure. So you don't take a risk because it needs to be perfect. And if you look more to the American spirit, to the English spirit, or to the Brazilian spirit, you see, just do it. You try.
Yeah.
And only when you try, you can receive good result. You will not be successful in the future if you're in the sleeping cabin of a trainer. So we need to be the driver and we need to try things. And this is just to give you a couple of examples what's happening at Hengst. So we have these different pillars. Automotive, independent aftermarket, a strong pillar, but not alone. And if there is an issue in one of the pillars, there will never be the time that all the pillars will have big issues. So we can support inside these pillars to contribute to the overall result of the company.
Thank you. Very interesting vision indeed, Alex. If we go back a bit to the extension of the portfolio you just mentioned, can you have a little bit more details?
Yes. So maybe what I did not mention before, it's actually about our range itself. So we have around 2,100 products, SKUs for the passenger cars segment. That's covering around 34,500 models, so quite a lot. Yeah. Then in the commercial vehicle segment, in the truck segment, we have around 800 SKUs, covering around 27,900 models. And off-highway, I did not talk at all. So that's actually everything which is not on the main road. So that's a lot in the field of mining. For example, we not only look for Europe, but when you look for South Africa or for India, a very progressive growing market, there is a lot of mining industry. So that's then also included in the off-highway segment, or agricultural. So when we look in France being the biggest agricultural country with the biggest agricultural market in Europe. So we also want to have the solutions there for the French agricultural market and ahead. So here also we have a broad portfolio, about 1,280 products for the agricultural field. And not to forget, we all talk about China. So we will not avoid that China is rising, that the Chinese dragon is rising, but we can prepare ourselves for the Chinese market, and that's what we do. So already now we have 800 filtration products ready for the Chinese manufacturers, and this is covering both the combustion engine and the electric vehicles. And here we cover around 2,800 models for over 100 manufacturers. 100 manufacturers. When I read this, I was really astonished. But this is, the market is completely different in China. When you look in Europe, you have Renault and Peugeot. You have in France. In Germany, you have Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, Audi. Then in France, you have the Seat. In the Czech Republic, you have the Skoda, but in China, over 100 manufacturers. That's not only BYD, there is so many more, and maybe a lot of them will disappear. Maybe some of them will have successful. So that's why we have really a broad offer, and this is what I highlight also when I do the trainings for the Nexus community and on the fairs. Over 100 manufacturers we are covering here. And coming then purely to the electric vehicles segment, also here we already have more than 120 filters ready. And this is covering then the Chinese manufacturers. but also the European manufacturers and the American ones. So of course Tesla is in the list, and also BMW. BMW recently made quite some progress with a good offer. So we try to cover really the manufacturers all around the world. And with our offer for the Chinese car park and electric vehicles, I believe we differentiate ourselves also from key players in the market, because really we have a future forward-thinking offer to make.
You just mentioned indeed the world changing and we need to adapt for sure. How do you include this uncertainty, if I could say so, in your daily work, daily business? It's you need to take it into consideration now, all the mega trends, and you mentioned China, electrification.
So we always have the interest at Hengst to be the innovator, not to be the follower, not to be the laid back. So I mentioned before that there is always some mega trends. And at the moment we see a really big mega trend in the automotive independent aftermarket. The market is changing not only because of electronic vehicles, but also of the Chinese car park. And we at Hengst, we've always been good in inventing. So for example, we already have more than 500 patents, and we will continue to deliver innovations to the market. And of course, we invest in the research and development. And just recently, I visited our laboratory, and so we own our own laboratory, which is also not common. And there, we even use standardized genormter dust in our laboratory to achieve the best results, because even a small, tiny dust on the engine on the filter can cause a big issue and could even lead to failure in the engine. So this is not to be forgotten. And then we have our own aluminium foundry and aluminium manufacturing. So this is also quite unique. So we really invest and we also build on our locations in Germany, in Europe, and around the globe. And consistently we try also to start and exploit in new markets. So recently we went live with our hubs in India and Indonesia, so two markets where we really see a lot of potential. We will start the direct distribution in South Europe, so France, Italy, Spain, and Portugal. As of 1st of January 2026, here we changed the distribution model to a direct distribution from Hengst. So I think we are quite flexible and adaptive. And moreover, we have a business style of a corporation, and where you can bring in ideas and where you can have your own thoughts, and you are well respected in a very well respected environment. And this, believes me, is a good starting point also to drive together in the next years.
You're talking about cooperation, and thank you. It's the perfect bridge with the cooperation, the partnership with Nexus. What are the benefits for you from coming from Nexus community?
So I said it recently that the Nexus community is magnifique. So the way you treat and do the business, it's very strong, it's very good. With all the business development vice presidents and managers around the globes, you are our sparring partner really to develop the business together locally in the countries, hand in hand. And I believe this is quite unique to have such a strong cooperation. And there is a famous song, "You Never Walk Alone." So with Nexus, you never walk alone. So we walk side by side. And even if we don't know what the future will bring us. And then I remember also the motion picture Forrest Gump. And at the end of the movie, Forrest is sitting on the chair and having a box of packed chocolates. And then he was saying, life is like a box of chocolates.
True.
The independent aftermarket, the car industry is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you get, huh? And that's true. And we don't know what the future will bring us. But I know that together with Nexus and Hengst, we can remain successful in the future. So I really built on this foundation and on your offer, which I personally believe is quite unique in the market.
So this partnership is very precious for you, huh?
Yes, so we've been a partner. So Hengst has been a partner with Nexus from the very beginnings when it all started in 2014. And you might know all the history. What was the talk? Is there really a need for another ITG? Then look at the members who are inside the Nexus community. I think we all remember these talks. But at Hengst, we made a commitment from the beginning, from 2014 onwards, to be your strong partner. We believed in your concept. And then you look today, huh? Nobody today will say, oh, we don't need Nexus. Oh, that's a new ITG, that's a small ITG. So that's completely changed. Huh? You're now driving actually the independent aftermarket, the ITGs, with all your concepts, with all your offerings, and you're one of the future winners. Huh? So, and we are proud and we feel privileged to be your partner since more than 10 years now. And we believe also very strongly on the future success of our cooperation.
Alex, thank you for your kind words, and be sure that we are very happy to have you at our side as a partner, and thank you for this inspiring journey and all this explanation and vision about Hengst Filtration. Thank you.
Merci, Julie. Nexus, vous êtes magnifique en tout le monde. The entire Hengst team, including myself, is really excited to further embark on a common journey to achieve sustainable sales success together with the great Nexus community. So we can't wait to put on the full throttle and to really go up into the sky. Merci.
Merci,
Au revoir,
Alex.
Julie.
Merci beaucoup.
I think we are known in the aftermarket for our filtration solutions. But in the last years, we added a lot of new product groups to our portfolio, starting with our oil modules, which are delivered always in one box together with our filter, needed sensors, installation material, and also the manual for the installation. Coming to our CCV systems, so crankcase ventilation systems, where we are the leading OE supplier since decades. So our range for the aftermarket is for all the big European brands, Audi, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, so all of them we have in our range. And not to forget about our solutions for the automatic transmission, the oil pans, so always supplied with the needed installation material like screws or sealings. And I think together with our oil, engine oil, or the oil for the automatic transmission, we have quite a good offer for the independent garages.